Hello and welcome everyone. Today in this video I will explain you about Appointment Pro feature that is going to be next level for business application. So I'm navigating to Appointment Pro feature, right? So here is Appointment Pro feature, so I'm clicking on it so I can better explain you about this feature. So I am here at the page settings of Appointment Pro feature. As you can see, that page name is named as Appointment Pro, right? Here I am at the settings section. As you can see, there the first setting is about home screen. You can see there are three options, that is enable slider, enable popular provider, enable top category. By selecting to these features, you are enabling slider, popular provider as well as top category in the home screen of your application, right? Here you can also select the list design. You can change the view of your app according to list or cart style. So the next feature is through default location sorting. Through default location sorting, you can sort the branches according to the distance from end user's current position, alphabetically, other according to branch name wise, and according to created date wise by selecting any of the sorting type from drop down list, right? So we have the next feature, that is booking setting. Here you can see we have a box that is about admin email. You can add your business email for any type of inquiries from the user, right? Here you can see I have already enabled book. By selecting this feature, I am allowing the user to book a service on our application, right? By selecting this auto accepted booking feature, you can enable all the bookings to be accepted automatically, right? So we have next option, that is payment setting. Here you can hide the price of your service, right? You can enable online payment as well as offline payment. You can also display text by selecting this feature. Using text percentage feature, you can show your users or clients that they have to pay a percentage tax, right? You can also enable progressive loyalty card points, right, by selecting this feature. The next feature we have, that is date, time format and distance setting on your home screen of application, right? You can display the distance in kilometer, meters, miles as well, right? Here you can display time format, that is 12-hour or 24-hour. You can also modify the date format. As you can see that we have two date formats, you can select any of them. So we have the next option, that is about cancellation a service, right? You can add a cancellation criteria to client's booking order, right? You can see I have already selected never, but you can change it as you want, right? 1 hour before appointment, a user can cancel his order 2 hours before appointment, likewise 1 day before appointment, etc., right? Here you can add a cancellation property cancellation policy to your application, right? I have already added that. You can see I have written, due to limited seats, we request you to cancel your booking at least 48 hours before a scheduled service, right? As you can see that we have currency options as well, right? We can display our currency like dollar, euros, right, on the left side of the price or on the right side. It's up to you, right? We can also add decimal separator, that is you can see as well. We can also add thousand separator as well as number of decimal separator, right? After customizing these currency options, you can click on this submit button to make changes. You can also add a background to your application, right? You can add background in portrait mode, that is the dimension of the portrait mode, as well as you can also add in landscape, right? After adding your photo, you have to click on save this button to make changes. So let's talk about our next feature, that is about payment method. We can add different payment methods in our application, like I have already added PayPal, Stripe Cash and bank transfer. You can modify them as you want. Suppose I am going to modify PayPal. You can also repeat the same process for other gateways as well. So I'm going with PayPal. So here you have to click on this pencil icon so that you can make editing in this portion. You can name it as you want. I have written it as PayPal. You can add small description about this gateway And the next step is you can add the payment mode, right? You can add it as sandbox or live means as user have to pay the money instantly and the amount will be cut from his account. In the username section, the user will write his PayPal account, and as well as in signature he will add his signature and password. Likewise in the same these features. After that he can enable this payment option of PayPal by selecting this active, right? After selecting active, this option will be active in the application, so the user can pay through PayPal. After that, if you click on save, then this feature will be actively added in your application business account, right? So let's move to our next feature, that is about sliders, right? You can create or add a new slider by selecting this plus button. I am clicking this plus button. Here you can see I can name a slider, right? You can name it anything you want. Right now I am writing it as a tutorial, right? So you can add a validate date, so that this may expire after a validation day, right? You can add your image by selecting this option. After adding your image, you have to click on this active option to add a slider in your application, right? After clicking this active, you have to click on submit, so that this feature add in your application. So we have the next feature, that is integration. This is the URL of your application. This is the direct URL of your application. Here you can see that we have a script. We can use this script to add our application in our website, right? So the next feature we have is manage label. As you can see that we have two categories, two boxes here. That is, first one is original label name and the second one is label names. If your service is about a hospital, so in the provider section you will write, you can edit this by clicking on this pencil icon. I am providing doctors, right? Because I have a hospital, so I will click right here doctor and click on save it, right? As you can see, this is added. So we can also add location, right? The location of our hospital. We can also add services. What services are we providing? We are providing healthcare services, right? You can also add categories of your service. The category of our service is medical, right? You can add this option likewise according to your business, right? After manage label, so the next option that we have is dashboard section. It's an important section, so pay and some attention so that you can better understand about this section. So I am clicking on this dashboard section, and right now I am at the dashboard section. You can use the dashboard section so you can easily manage the requirements of your appointment system, right? Here you can see their weekly report as well as monthly report. Here you will see the confirmed booking orders, confirmed revenue, right, and the projected revenue and the total estimated revenue that you earned in a specific duration, right? Here you can get a weekly report as well, as you can see here. So here is an option that is called as location. You can add location of your business. You can add by clicking on this add button, right? I am clicking on this add button. Here you will write the name of your location, right? Suppose I write here Dubai. Okay, you can add your email of your branch located in that specific region. Okay, here you will add the address of your branch, and here you will add the geolocation of your area where your branch is located, right? Here you in the about section you will have to write about your branch. You can also add image about your branch. Here you can see there are two options, that is allow accept payment in on active, and there is second option that is called active. If you click on first option, that is allow accept payment in on account, that means if a client comes to your branch and wants to pay for the services, then the money will be added in the branch account instead of the owner account. If you select on this active button as well, then this service will be added in your application, right? If I suppose I am clicking on save, I haven't added these email, that's why it's asking me to add email options. So when you add this option, then you can click on the save button, right? Okay, before proceeding further, let me add all this fill this section so you can better understand about what I am saying. Okay, so here we go. As you can see that I have added this information, so I can click on this save button to add this information in my application, right? As you can see, it's successfully saved. There are other options that you need to know about it, right? If I click on this action button, or that is three dot, I can also edit the location, right? If I click on edit, then I will come back on the same stage where I can edit all the details. You can edit everything of your location, right? So I'm going to this menu section, so I am clicking on this three dots, so I can add these options. You can change business days, galleries, payment setting, right? I'm going to business days setting, right? After clicking on it, in this section you can set business hours of your branch, right? Here you can add 7 weeks of or 7 weeks for a branch to be open, or you can also manage and customize each and everything here, right? Suppose my branch opens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, right? And the starting times of these days at my branches are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m, right? So I will click on this, and you can also click on these such option. You can also manage for Tuesday and Wednesday as well as, right? You can also add break holidays for your branch, right? You can add, suppose my branch is usually closed on Saturday, so I will click on this Saturday and the date will be added like this, right? After selecting the business hour and holidays for your branch or your service, you can click on save this button to add this information in your application. So I have successfully added these information. I am going back to show you something payment methods, payment settings. So I am again in the manage section of location. I can edit everything, each and everything. So I am going to explain about it. After clicking on three dot button, you can also add images to your address location, as well as you can also make a changes to your payment setting. Suppose I click on this gallery option. So here I am at the gallery section of my application. By clicking on this icon, you can add different multiple images to your gallery, right? After now I'm going back so that I can tell you how you can make changes to your payment settings. Clicking on this three button, you will get this option payment setting. So I am clicking on this payment settings button. So now I'm at the payment section, right? Here you can see it's a section for PayPal. I have labeled it as PayPal, and I have added a short description about that is instant payment, right? Here you can select the type of mode of your payment. You can select it as a live or as well as sandbox. Sandbox means that user will pay the money, but the transaction will not be instant, right? It will take some times, right? But in case of live payment mode, the payment will be instant, right? If I click on this active button, then this PayPal payment segment will be added into your application. Then the user have to write its username, signature, password, right, so that he can make a payment, right? Okay, you can also add Stripe credit card. You can name it as Stripe, right? Here you will add a short description about it. Suppose I write it here. So I have added a short description about it. If I click on active, then this Stripe or credit card payment option will be added into the application. The user has to submit its publish key and secret key so that he can make a payment. So in the same way, you can also add a cash section, right? After that, after adding these sections, you have to click on this save button to add a payment section, different payment section in your application, right? I am clicking on back section. So I have explained you completely about the location. You can also delete your location by clicking on this delete button, right? And the next option that we have is about category, right? I'm clicking on this category button, and now I'm going to add a new category, right? I'm clicking on this button. By this option you can add a custom category depending upon the delivery type of your service. You can add a type, service, or class, right? Depending upon the type of service you are providing, you will have to write a name about it, right? Suppose I have a pizza delivery service, so I have named it as pizza. You can also add a featured image by clicking on this button, right? After adding image, if you click on this active, then this category section will be added into your application. And if you click on this option, that is display at home, then this category will be displayed at the home screen of your application, right? If I click on this save button, then this category as well as its setting will be added into your application. Here we go. As you can see, there are three dots. You can click on this and edit your category as well as delete by clicking on this delete button. The next option there after category is services. If I click on this add button, you can add a services in your application about your branch, right? Here you can see that I have named a service that is pizza delivery, and I have also mentioned its price, that is $5. I have also added a special price, right, that is $3. You can also add a specific date for that specific price, right? Special price, sorry. Okay, you can add a specific date for it. Suppose I'm selecting these dates. In these dates special offer will be available, right? You can also add a service time for your service. Suppose I add it as 30, right? The next option that we have is a buffer time. It's the time required to prepare for the next appointment, right? You can change it to your specific time, right? You can make it as 30 minutes, or you can also make it to 55 minutes, right? Here progressive loyalty points will be added. You can also manage number of booking per time slot, right? You can change it as you want. If you want to accept 5 bookings in a one time duration, right? In the category section, you can select that category of your service. As you know, we have already added pizza there, that's why pizza category is showing there. You can add an image by clicking on this button, right? If you click on this button, then you have to add a photo of for that specific service. Here you will add the short description about the service you are providing, right? If I click on this active button, then this service will be added in your application, right? If I am clicking on this active button and click on save to add this service in your application. So here you can see the pizza delivery service is added in our application, right? You can click on this 3 button to edit it, or you can also delete by clicking on this delete button, right? So the next option that we have is provider. Let me click on this so I can better explain to you what it's all about, right? I'm clicking on this menu section, right? Here you can see that I have already added a provider. Its role is provider, right? His name is Mr. Smith and its designation is pizza making, right? I have also added its email and its location, right? As you can see, this is active, right? Now I will show you how you can add this, right? To add this segment, you have to click on this add section so that you can add a provider in your application, right? So I have clicked on this provider. So now you can write your provider name, right, as well as its email, mobile number, and its designation, role, what's its role in your business, right? And you will enter his image by clicking on this icon, and you can also add a short description about your provider, right? If you click on this active button, then this segment will be live in your application, right? If you click on this display at home, then this provider will be live at the home screen of your application, right? Here you can select his role. That I selected this provider, right? After adding this information as well as this location of your provider, you have to click on this save button to save all the information about your provider. After clicking on this save button, you will see such type of interface. You can also edit provider by clicking on this 3 dot option, and you can add its business days, services, right? I have already added its business. Let me show you by clicking on this business days. As you can see that this provider is available overall a week, right? I have also mentioned its time, right? As you can see, if your provider has some break or holiday, you can also mention the date at which he will have the holidays, right? You can also add its day breaks, right? You by selecting the date and the time as well, right? I have already added, right? I'm clicking on this back section. Using this provider section, you can also add services to your provider, right? You can assign a specific service to your provider, right? I'm clicking on this services option so that I can add a service to this provider, right? I have already tick marked this pizza delivery, right? I have already added this service into the provider, right? You can click on this save button to make changes, right? I am clicking on this save button to make successful changes, right? As you can see that it's successfully saved. So the next option that we have is all about a booking, right? You can find today's booking, future booking, upcoming bookings, and you can also have analytics of all the bookings in your application, right? By clicking on this all option, you can find all the bookings in your application, right? As you can see that this booking is already added and its status is accepted. I have added this manually. Right now I will show you how you can add a booking manually in your application, right? You have to click on this new booking option, right? After clicking that, you have to select a location of your branch. I have added a branch location, that is Dubai. You can also, after that, you have to select provider, right? I have added this Mr. Smith provider. That is the only one provider that I have added in my business, right? I am clicking on this Mr. Smith. Now I have, as you know, I have already assigned a service to this provider, that is pizza delivery. Now you have to mention the price and the service time, right? It's already mentioned, right? Now the next option, that is about booking date. Now you have to assign the date of this booking. Suppose I assigned it to 6 September, that is Monday, right? You have to select the time of this service, right? I select this. You can select according to your choice, right? Then you have to click on next, right? And after that you have to enter user's email, right? When you will write the customer email, the three options will pop up in front of your screen, right? That is first name, last name and mobile number. You have to add the first name and last name and the mobile number of the customer. So now I'm adding it. So after adding all the information, you have to click on this submit option to add a new booking, right? As you can see that I have added this new booking, that is named as a second client, right? I have also added its dates and I have also mentioned that its date slot, right? It's as you can see that the amount is paid already, cash, and you can see it's accepted, right? You can also click on this option to view the order, or you can also mark as complete the order, or you can also cancel as well as delete your booking, right? I hope you have understood all about this booking section. Now I will move to calendar section here, right? This calendar section is useful for managing the bookings overall, right? Here you can get the information of all the bookings on daily basis after 3 next days, or you can also get the information of all the bookings on weekly basis. You have to select a location to find out all the bookings in that location, right? I have added only one location, that's why it's showing only one location. I'm clicking on this. As you can see that it mentioning all the order within the range of 29 August to September 2, because I have selected this 3 next days duration, right? Here you can see the name of the provider that is providing a service, right? On the left side you will see that there is a time period when the customer has added its booking. When someone adds makes a booking, then all the information of his booking will be seen in this blocks, dark blocks, right? Here you can accept the order as well as delete the order. Everything you can manage from this section, right? I hope you understood this option. So I hope you have understood everything all about this calendar option. The next option that we have is reports section. Here you can find out the reports of all the bookings according to the location as well as its status. If it's pending, processing, paid, failed, cancelled or on hold, right? You can also select a from date and to date, right? It will display you all the order in that specific date. In this date I have no order, that's why it's showing nothing. So I'm clicking it to, I'm removing it, right? Here you will get all the information of your orders. As you can see that its status is paid. You can also click on this I button to get detailed about this booking, right? Suppose I click on this I icon. So here we go. As you can see that we have got all the details of a specific booking. You can get the ID of that booking, appointment date, time slot, duration of that booking. Here you will also see the booking status, that is accepted, and the location as well as booking date. You will get the information about the payment that user has paid to the business, right? You can also find out the customer ID, his name, email, as well as phone number, and you will also find out the services that he is getting, and as well as the provider that he is providing to the customer, right? So I hope you have learned everything about this section, right? So take care.